Subway. It's the choice of meal for when you've given up on the day. It's also the choice of meal for when you're traveling from Sydney to Canberra, you're in Goulburn, and you don't trust any of the local fooderies. Can you relate? Yeah, bureaucrats know what I'm talking about. It also seems to be the choice of food for catering at a funeral where the person that died wasn't really loved that much. We are going to be asking employees at this very distinguished foodery, what's the deal with working there, eh? I'm sure that there's a lot of abuse related to, can I shoot up in your bathroom? Sorry, we installed a blue light. Used to be about the customer. Now it's just about the money. Subway workers confess their sins. The food ones are always the best. However, this one is about Subway, so I'm pretty sure that cancels it out. Let's get straight into the story, shall we? We've got one here that says, I have eaten probably 100 raw cookies in the freezer over my career. What are you, a rat? Why don't you cook the cookies? Why? Holy fuck, that's so desperate.
I like the ones with the Smarties in it. Oh, it's my manager.
I would tell him off, but English is not my first language, so I'm not confident to do that. Why are all Subway managers Indian? It's not a commentary, I'm just genuinely curious about that. It's like a 7-Eleven deal or something going on there. I'm sure that the manager is getting paid less than this man who claims that him eating 100 raw cookies is his, quote, career. Good on you though, you're fighting the power. You're getting a really fucking bad stomachache, I'm sure. My time has come. Now there's a man that has come in confident. Let's see if he's got the chops to back it up. First one has a career. This is this man's time to shine. You know that when you go to Subway, it's a stepping stone. Subway, sky's the limit. I had a manager who was sitting in the back room with me prepping vegetables. She grabs the biggest cucumber in the box, turns to me and says, I'll keep this one. I think I can fit it inside. Damn, your first sentence had two meanings, didn't it? My time has come. I laughed thinking it was a joke. Well, I can tell you from experience, if a cougar is saying that, it's not a joke. It's just a little less shameful saying that to your underlings than it is walking into a sex shop. That's all that's happening there. She took it with her when she clocked off. Yeah, but I don't know if your time has come back because did it fit? That's what we all want to know. And I'm sure that you could go there and ask her. She's probably still working there. Yeah, I had 2 footlongs that day. Both my mouths ate fresh. My first job was at a Subway and I was dealing with a pretty long lunch line. There was a guy who was very specific about what he wanted and was pretty rude. Isn't that everyone though? Doesn't everyone in the... I feel so sorry for you guys. Can I get double the amount of pepper, 1/10 the amount of salt? I will be counting that. Make sure that the foot long is exactly 1 foot. You've cheaped me out before. I'll bring out my ruler. I'm some teenager on minimum wage. You're asking for things that 5-star chefs do? Yeah, well, I stayed at a resort in Bali that is a bit above my pay grade and class, and now I'm used to the best. Whilst he was looking at his phone for a second, I noticed that a little mosquito-type critter entered his sandwich. I looked up, saw that he was looking away, and immediately covered it with lettuce and veggies. Man. I'm so happy you did that. I just wish that you came in the sandwich or something as well, but look, you know, small steps. He didn't seem to notice, but I was sweating all day thinking he'd call in a complaint. I got off scot-free though, and I hope he appreciated the extra protein lulz. Oh, gangsta, where were you in the police confess their sin series, bro? Do you still wake up in a cold sweat to this day? Oh, the mosquito! Oh. And also, I still wear my Subway hat to bed, just so everyone knows, for continuity purposes. When I was working there, we ran out of Italian herbs and cheese bread, so rightfully, we had a lot of angry customers. Rightfully. They're angry at you. What an upstanding citizen you are. You're so much better than the guy that ate heaps of cookies for free. This one gentleman said, why don't you just make more? This is fucking ridiculous. And that gentleman was me. Seriously, if there wasn't any Italian herb there, I'll still sit around and complain because I am in Subway. Like, there's a reason I'm in there. I don't enjoy it, neither do you. Let's just get on with the transaction. I said to him we couldn't as it was only me and another worker in the store and was busy. He threatened to make a complaint to Paul Edbrook. The local MP for the seat of Frankston. Oh, you are done. You are done. And hang on, I'm just gonna look up Paul Edbrook for a second. Yeah, see, again, like, if you told that guy that, it'd be the Simpsons thing of, "No Italian herb! Why did we let him all in the first place?" I replied, "Would you like any cookies or drinks with that?" Now, there is a man who truly did not see his time in Subway as a career. That you really don't give a fuck, do you?
I'll kill you, mate. I'll fucking kill you. I'll use your shitty little plastic knives to rip your heart out, mate.
You want that in a bag? I worked at a Subway right behind a pub in Adelaide. See, now that is a perfect place to put a Subway. I'm sick of them being in Subways. Well, it's a bit closer than the kebab shop.
Target demographic.
Every weekend, I'd get the drunks come in and had one bloke completely shit-faced argue with me for a solid 10 minutes that a 1 foot and a foot long were different. What the fuck would you know, mate? Sitting here serving them all fucking day. I know more than you can. I love that pubs are just daycare centres for alcoholics. It's better when they're in there, isn't it? Like, if they're just causing mischief when they're out. Just shut the fuck up, dude. I chucked out whole boxes of out-of-date lettuce, eggs, and meatballs in the garbage, still in their bags, in the bins, because our manager always over-ordered, and the area manager, while I was serving, took them out of the bins and told me to use them, even though I argued about the seafood incident. Oh. Okay, look, the fact that Subway serves seafood is sad enough. I didn't know that they did that. I didn't need to know that this story was happening. Like, as soon as it's like, yes, Subway is now serving items that are responsible for 90% of food poisoning in Thailand. It's so managery, isn't it?
Don't throw that out. That's a perfectly good snapper.
Lots of people were making comments about customers getting sick after tuna and meatball subs.
Yeah, well, that's their fault. They shouldn't be having tuna and meatballs together at last. What the fuck is wrong with those people? I'm gonna get so many, don't go after tuna and meatball. I will. Anyone that has ever had that in their life, I'm glad that bad things have happened to them. You flew too close to the sun, Icarus. I've seen some of the worst cases of salmonella and food poisoning from the seafood tubs. Oh my God, that is so shocking. Which I was the only fucking person who dated and threw out. Oh, no one else was keeping a record. Because then it's hard to find evidence. I didn't know that this was going to be an investigative journalism video. Everyone else just kept rubbing the date off instead of cleaning the container and opening a new refill. Oh, now I know how Gordon Ramsay feels. Being professionally disgusted for money. The problem about seafood, though, is like, it's worse than a body. I'd rather eat the dead body than the dead fish. I was sat down with the actual owner and told that if I went public with and you've done it, you've gone public. Thank you for your service. Not at Subway though. With the info I knew about the store after I quit, I would be sent to court. What are they gonna argue in court?
Your Honor, if you dismiss this case, I'll give you free meatball and tuna subs for the rest of your life.
Who wants that shit in the first place, man?
Oh dear, we seem to have drawn Judge Ramsay.
I used to work at a Subway about 4 years ago and had one of the town drunks come in and grab an armload of chips. I didn't realize that was your key clientele. Smashed at least 6 bags. Oh, you're not even selling Subways to this man. You're just the local chip dispensary. I told him he had to pay, and he just stood there like a fucking lemming and said, while munching through the chips. You can't just eat those, you gotta pay for them. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Like, you have to give me the money now. No, I'm agreeing with you, mate. It was closing time and I couldn't be fucked to care. That should be on those posters for we're hiring. Hey, can you be fucked to care? No.
Well, have we got an exciting employment proposition for you? Step 1, how to not label dates.
So I said, just take your chips and fuck off. Man, you know this guy wouldn't be labeling the fucking seafood. That guy doesn't give a fuck about theft. He proceeded to smile, turn around, and immediately walk face first into the glass door and fell over. Oh my God, dude. You care less than the door. An inanimate object cares more about catching that crook than you. Well done. You really don't fucking care. I used to work at Subway, and the new guy, not me, sounding pretty defensive there, accidentally wrapped up the knife we used to cut the sub into the sub. Dude, it is the Simpsons gag of, hey, have you ever seen a sandwich that can take a bite out of you? Meatball. Was that the sub or the name of the guy that did it? Customer bit into it and cut his mouth. Luckily, it is the, hey, have you ever had a sub that could stab you? Lucky it only nicked him. All the prison language as well. It was only a nick. We made him a new sub. Fuck, that is way cheaper than a lawsuit. Good thinking. But curiously, this one was chicken teriyaki. Editor's note, it was me, I 100%. Yes. I can't believe I'm clapping you. This is my immediate response. It's just like, bravo, sir, you are such a legend. Former Subway worker here. I once had a lady order a tuna sub with... No, here we go again. She got it toasted and I almost... Oh, that is bad, isn't it? Even though I've never tasted it, I can taste it. Worst sub I've ever made costed the poor bitch $16. I'm sure that's not the only way she was paying for that. A lot of edit. I also grew out one of my fingernails and called it my cheese finger. I don't want to read the rest of this. Okay. Because the cheese was that hard to separate. Look, it's not as bad as what I thought. I thought it was just like, I just put it right down my little pee hole. But, you know, I don't know why. And on that note, we have come to yet another triumphant conclusion of the Confess Your Sins about shitty teenage jobs. And I think that it would be remiss of me if we didn't go to what I am assuming is going to be the mecca of this series, which is Red Rooster. Come on, there's got to be some gangly little rural kids. Don't want to know what you're doing in there now that I think about it. The fact that you're sitting there being like, oh, trust you can get your own Coke. It's like, you deserve minimum wage. You weren't doing shit. And also, answer this. Why is Channel 9 always on there? So answer that, and also if you get the tuna meatball sub. Defend those two things. See ya.